Hey everyone. Again, like I said before on my update video, these are hard topics. If you don't think you're up for listening to a whole video, watching me talk, seeing my facial expressions, read it down below. I'll summarize it. A lot of you liked that. I'm going to try to do that. But before you click away, this is a good one. I mean, is anything good right now? You take the wins where you get them. In short, the girls have been told they're being moved back to their units, the original unit where they all were. Of course, they were in female housing in Carswell. There were about a dozen women who were pulled. I'm going to give you all the breakdown right now, but as of, what time is it? As of less than half an hour ago, Warden Rule came to their segregation unit and said, pack your shit. And everyone, of course, thought that meant get on a bus. And he said, we're moving you back to your units. This just happened. So my usual thing, right? I give you the facts I have, not rumors. I have this as a fact, literally direct from Kara on a phone call right now from the same segregation unit. She has not been moved yet. They've been told, get ready to move. Everyone is still scared. If you get too much anxiety, want to read the rest, read it down below. Of course, everyone still has anxiety that like this is another lie. Because of course, if you were going to send people on buses to like men's prisons, you wouldn't tell them that. You would lie. And like that's the BOP's, like they lie to everyone to keep them placated, right? So like, I won't be fully relaxed until I actually get a call or a Core Links email from Kara or one of the other girls, and they say they're back with their bunkies and their friends and everyone like that. But that's the update right now. I have a whole bunch of notes from the last, how long has it been? 24 hours? Has it been? What a freaking month this last day has been. So lots of little dumb stuff, like, and again, everyone who's reached out, everyone who's asked questions, holy shit, my inbox, you're all amazing. And I'm keeping all the comments together, and I tell Kara everything, and she passes word to others. There's been some reporters. Shawn, doing a good story. Shawn Musgrave, Intercept, if you're not familiar with him, amazing, amazing cat. I'll link below if the story's up, or when the story's up, I'll add it to the doobly-doo. But there were all kinds of weird facts flying around. And again, like usual disinformation. The BOP and the administration overall, the Trump administration overall, has been trying to blitzkrieg this one. It definitely seems like they, again, that's my opinion here, right? But like the actions that were taken were deliberate enough that like the like Friday night special kind of bullshit. The fact that the Maria Mo matter, we'll talk about Maria Mo, which is a pseudonym, by the way, if you don't know that, the Maria Mo matter in Massachusetts, is under seal right now, is weird. And of course, I was like, well, it's a pseudonym for their protection. It's all for protection is under seal. But yeah, like lawyers aren't allowed to talk. Reporters have been trying to move to unseal the whole Massachusetts matter. But like, for example, super lawyers, like Kara's attorneys were told, oh yeah, there was a lawyer call at 10 a.m. The BOP spoke to her attorneys, and they're like, motherfucker, I'm Kara's attorney. What's wrong with you? And likewise, Kara on the inside yesterday was told, oh yeah, we talked to your lawyers at 10 a.m. this morning. There was a lawyer call, and she's like, who? Which lawyers? Who are you talking about? So who the hell knows? In general, yesterday was hard. Like there was a lot of talk among all the girls about like, we are moving you like immediately, like we're moving you right away. You don't get comfortable, you're gone. Like that was the talk that was coming around. That was not the only talk going on the inside. The entire, God, apparently like the entire population, all the women in the women's unit, the main Gen Pop, right? Which do you call it, Gen Pop in an administrative facility? I don't know, someone who's done time. Chris Bowden, tell me if I'm using words wrong. But like all the women were like, bring our girls home. What the fuck are you doing? They belong here with us. They never made us feel unsafe. We all love them. We miss them. They were like, all the main inmates were writing to their families. Like the story was bursting out no matter how much they tried to contain it. The exact details, by the way, here's a fun one, of where the dozen or so trans girls were being moved. The prison apparently even, like the BOP put out a statement through, to attorneys who are making inquiries. Apparently some cheers to everyone at the BOP who watches my channel now. Hi there. Because yeah, like people have been citing my video, my update video. That's freaking crazy. apparently there was this whole like not a kerfuffle. I don't want to make it overblown, but there was in that government speech sort of way, like no, they're not in a SHU. Well, we don't call anything a SHU anymore, a special housing unit. We call it the ADSEG. But they're not in administrative segregation. They're just in another unit. Well, right, like the actual unit they were in was called SA, Sierra Alpha, like SA. I don't know if that's suicide administrative. It's essentially a unit used for suicide watch, and it had been deactivated, except during COVID. There was the last time it was like there were people in this one area, presumably because it's COVID. They needed like quarantine space, and the SA unit was a different floor, a different area. It's separated out. So yeah, we weren't real. That's like, it's like a waiter who like spills soup on you, and you go to like complain to the manager of the restaurant. You're like, look at this asshole, like Gordon Bennett, soup all over me. And the waiter's like, no, that was actually gazpacho. It's not really a soup. And someone else is like, no, I heard it was borscht. Is borscht? I'm wet and covered in vegetables. Like it's soup, motherfucker. But of course, they're playing the semantics game. Anyway, I don't want to get tied up with that. Maybe we shouldn't also get too tied up with the semantics game that some of the people have pointed out. Trump's executive order, which, was written by, obviously not Trump, because dude wouldn't spell it right. It'll be all written in crayon. Trump's executive order was written by somebody at the Heritage Foundation or some think tank like that is so bigoted and hateful that they used weird non-scientific language. Just like when gun people try to write gun laws and they fuck it all up because they don't know about guns. When bigots who are anti-trans try to write laws and orders about biology and they don't know biology. Do you know Trump's EO says gender at conception? And like, what gender are we at conception or sex at conception? When the egg is fertilized. Remember your biology, which they don't. Yes, we're all female at conception. Everyone is XX conception. But I mean, it's an executive order. They can just repen that if they had to. Who the hell knows? Yes, the reports that we had, I'm talking so fast, I just got off the phone and I'm talking to lawyers, I'm talking to everyone else, I'm talking to family members. Everyone was worried that the girls were all going to be moved and bussed out, except maybe Kara and one other inmate who, because I've mentioned in Kara's case, there is a standing judge's order. It's in federal court that says, we have designated this person female, all of her documents are female, she is up and down, tried and true, through and through, a female. That is a standing order from Judge Irizarry in her original sentencing case. Actually, it was in her pre-sentencing hearings. So the BOP, if they mess with that, and a similar woman is in a similar position, like that opens them directly up to contempt charges, right? Like they are in flagrant violation of a district judge's order. We think the BOP was keeping that in mind, and we don't know, that the BOP was obviously watching the Maria Mo matter. If you are a reporter, by the way, and you're trying to dig into this, thank you. You can always reach out to me to clarify anything. Again, Warden Rule, R-U-L-E, is the name of the warden at Carswell. I don't know if there's multiple wardens, if it's how that works down there, but if that's the person who has been kind of running the show with this particular whole incident. Has anyone contacted, Carswell for comment? Has anyone contacted Judge Irizarry? I don't know if she's a Trump-appointed judge, I believe, who made that ruling about, no, Kara is female. I wonder how she would feel about the BOP and flagrantly violating loads of other orders. Judge Irizarry was kind of putting their feet to the fire over Kara not getting her medical treatments, having her not getting, the appropriate care that she needs. There is one other note for the reporters and, well, for everyone to know about, however. Not a great one, but, skip ahead 10 seconds. The staff in the BOP are misgendering all the girls. They walk into the SA unit and they say, hello, gentlemen, or hey, gentlemen, here's what's up. So if you're a reporter and you're so inclined and you actually get anyone who could answer questions, good luck there. I'd love to know, have the corrections officers been ordered to misgender everyone? Are they just doing this out of the unkindness of their hearts? What's the story there? I don't know the law well enough. I'd be so curious if, civil functionaries at the BOP or individual corrections guards, like, can they be held in contempt? I don't know how the system works or if qualified immunity is a thing that shields people who are just following orders. But yes, that's a whole thing. If you're a reporter, you can look into that. If you're a reporter, by the way, like, please don't sleep on the fact, and I know your editors probably want to sanitize some of your language, right? And like, sorry, everyone, skip ahead 30 seconds. Like, you understand that if you haven't read about V coding, and I've linked it before, I'll link it again down below, you understand that it would just be daily rape and assault. That's what happens when women get put in men's prisons. And like, quote the Prison Rape Elimination Act. Talk about the fact that Trump is trying to gut the PREA. You could ask questions about that. You could maybe make a note in your stories about the fact that sexual assault in prison is like not a huge thing in other countries. Nothing like it is here. Like, other countries have solved this. You can practically solve it. We just don't try to in this country. The Maria Mo matter I mentioned in Massachusetts, eyes on that, but it's still under seal. Everyone else, if you're not a reporter, what can you do? You can follow up with your loved ones. Anybody on the inside of this or any other prison, now is a good time to write more letters. Those of you who want to write to Kara, again, I'll put her address down below. This is a fun one. Her Christmas card has come back not once, not twice, but I think thrice now. This time for being on, this was a colored envelope, not white envelope. So I'm going to send it again. Yes, feel free to write to Kara. She loves seeing all the letters that came in. If you do and you want to email with her, you can include write out your email address and she can get it added to her Core Links profile to correspond with you. If you are following up with people who may be in jeopardy on the inside, it's not an easy thing to talk about. Make sure, and I've talked about this in like Lawyer, Passport, Locksmith, Gun, get real contact information and biological information. If you have a friend on the inside and they're trans, you know them by their true name, right? Make sure you know their dead name. Maybe they've never shared it with you. It's time to ask. If their records are under their dead name, lawyers may be trying to reach out. We have lawyers trying to get a head count on how many people are impacted, and they're running into blockages where they can't pull records. They can't reach the institution and say, is so-and-so in their unit? Are they moved to SA? Because they don't know their legal name. So yeah, legal names, dates of births, those are important. Remind everyone to be extra careful, especially all the girls on the inside. We're talking about this. They were under a magnifying glass before now. They're going to be under a microscope. And the BOP is going to probably look for any excuse to violate them on any little thing. They're expecting potentially people on the yard to engage in dirty fights. If somebody is a transphobic asshole, and this is their opportunity to send a trans person back to the hole or the shoe or whatever, or get them moved, maybe they're going to pick fights. You can't give into it. I tell Kara every day, just be a good girl. We're proud of you. We all love you. We're all behind you. Keep in touch. I know that Kara will read everything you send. When it eventually reaches her, she'll read the comments. Most of all, check in with yourselves right now. I am not obviously, like, I'll check my heart rate on my Oura Ring in a little bit. It's a little lower, but when's the last time you ate a real meal? When's the last time you got any real sleep? When's the last time you took a bath, had some sex, danced for a minute? A lot of you got into Emma Goldman from my last video. If you haven't checked out Howard Zinn's, he had a spoken word album, Heroes and Martyrs, I think. It was half about Emma and half about Sacco and Vanzetti. You might be able to reach out to me. Maybe there's like just a magic link somewhere on the internet that has all those MP3s. That would be wild, right? Holy shit, how's that crazy as that? Most of all, though, just don't let the story die. The Trump administration tried really hard to cover this up, to blitzkrieg, to move fast before anyone could react. If these women had been moved to other facilities, it would have been so much harder to get them back. The fact that everyone made noise, it makes a difference. Spread the word of what's happening. There's so much happening right now. There's the executive order about trans people in the military. There's everything happening all at once. And we know now this is part of their strategy. This is the administration's deliberate strategy to overwhelm us with so much news that we can't track all the things that are awful, and to overwhelm people so that they just get depressed and crawl up in a corner. When we fight together, we win together. And however cautiously, however imperfectly, today might have been a win. And it's because of all of you who talked about this and shared this. I'm not saying like, share, and subscribe. I don't give a shit about my dumbass channel. These videos tank my metrics if I watch them, I'm sure. But like, follow others. Who was it? Loba Cabrona. Like, she's also on the inside. She's a Carswell. She's cis. But she has an Instagram that her family maintains. And she's been getting word out about Anjo, one of her friends, who I think is one of the 12. And yeah, I'll link that below. Like, share and spread news. I'll link Shawn's article when it comes out. Just don't let this go into darkness. As all the girls on the inside want you to remember, silence equals death. When you're loud, you make a difference. When you speak up, you make a difference, whether that's among your colleagues, your families, online, or elsewhere. When we fight together, we win together. whichever side of the walls you're on. I love you very much. Stay safe out there.